Alrighty. Ugh. Y'all gonna have to bear with me a second. Ugh. Set that there. Look at my beautiful blanket. I gotta put my watch back on since I'm done washing my hands. Oh. Come on, work with me. Come on. Ugh. There we go. I guess that'll work. Alright. Okay, so, coffee. Caffeine. Alright, so, kitchen, still not done. So, I'm not even going to show it to you, but you can see the yellow behind me. Well, actually, I should tell you guys, I started painting my kitchen a couple weeks ago because we had our roof replaced last year. It had all sorts of leaks and stuff. One of the biggest leaks was in the kitchen, in what's considered, I guess, the dining room space. I don't know. And we got the roof replaced, and then that was it. Like, we left it. Well, the insurance people were like, hey, you still gotta finish, recovering the depreciation or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, excuse me, whatever the crap it is. For the insurance claim. And we're like, okay, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, there was indoor damage too, right? We're like, yeah, there was. And they're like, well, we need you to get that fixed, and then we'll determine if you guys get like a kickback or whatever, because they gave us a certain amount and it covered the roof, and that was it. And then we were told basically, get everything else done on our own dime and turn in the transactions, and they will go from there. So we had to wait because, money. So we had to wait. Well, we did that, and while I was in there, Mike was like, hey, let's paint the kitchen so we can get this done and over with. I was like, no problemo, dude. So I started painting it, and when it's completely, totally done, I'll show you guys. Chicken update, that's the only one I got left. That's it. My 5 biddies that I had, they grew up, mostly. And between a big ass possum and my dog, they all got killed. The mean rooster is gone. My air conditioning guy came and got him to take to his place with his ladies. You want to come out, mama? Come on. You coming out? You can come outside? There you go, mama. There you go. That's my girl. Alright. Mike's been doing some work. He framed all this in all the way around the back. And then this is where we moved the bunny rabbits to. They were in my child's room, as y'all remember. And then I moved them out here to that cage. And then they started getting big because, they grow. And so we moved them out here. So there's Jelly Belly, or Jelly Bean. Mike calls this one Derek, but my son calls him Fuzz, or Fuzzy, or Fuzz Buzz. My daughter originally called this one Carrots, I think, but Mike calls her Tina. And so they're in there now. The plan for the rabbits is, you see, there's a bed down here. Their waste is going to stay in this box down here, and eventually I'll turn the soil and harvest red worms that will then feed Mama Bird. I have biddies coming next week sometime. They're supposed to ship the 28th, I believe. Something like that. So yeah. And we're going to try again. Let's see. Everybody's been doing good out here in this cage except for this little scoundrel. Sunday was Father's Day. Well, Sunday morning I got up, went and got Mike his cancer sticks and his, oh Lord. The crap was it? Oh, and his Monsters. That's what the man lives on. And when I got back, he's like, hey, May, pretty sure your rabbit got out. I'm like, oh yeah, which one? He's like, I think the white one. So I go looking, and wouldn't you know, she had escaped. And it was my own stupid fault, because instead of using wire or something of that nature to keep them locked in, I'd used bungee cords. And bungee cords are fabric. And she had chewed through them and got out. And she was running around the backyard. She didn't go far. She was literally just back here. She bounced back and forth between that truck over there and that truck. So she didn't go far. But when I found her, of course, she was scared out of her mind because she had no idea where she was. Because she's used to being in a cage, in the house, or on the back porch. What you doing, Mama? What you doing? I know Mama's got to go shopping. I got to get you some food. And I found her, and she was, scared. Her heart was racing, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, hey, what's going on with your foot? And I thought she had gotten into the paint we had out back. Well, it turns out she had cut her foot and her face trying to get out of the wire. Because, as you guys see, there's pool noodle around two of the doors. Her door, I did not put one in there. Because, one, I ran out of zip ties to hold it on there. And two, it just was a pain in my butt. And so she had chewed through her bungee cords, pushed the door open, and tried to jump out and got her foot caught, and so she was bleeding. We spent a good, I'd say 30, 45 minutes, probably an hour out here chasing her. I'm like, I'm done. Like, screw it. She dies and disappears or whatever. It happens. Like, whatever. I was done chasing. We had a friggin' pole, like a stake that you put in the garden to hold up plants, like tomato plants and vines for peas and things like that, and that laundry basket. And that didn't work. So I was like, screw it, just let her run. If she lives, she lives. If she dies, she dies. I'll just get my daughter another one. And Mike's like, oh no, we're gonna catch this rabbit, because that rabbit cost me money, and I've been feeding it, and we're gonna get it back, because Mike's the only one working at the moment. And so he's like, we're gonna get my money. And I was like, okay. He said, if I had a net, I'd have had her already. I'm like, well, who do we know that's got a net? Like, a net for the pool, to where I can just like lay it on top of her and hold it down. Or, a fishing net. And he's like, I don't know. And so he sat there a second and he thought about it. And he's like, oh, so-and-so probably has one. So I called that person. They did not have one. But they told me somebody that did. So I called that person. They were like, oh yeah, I got one. It's blah, 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 blah. Like, it's this long. It's this, this deep and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't care. As long as it's big enough to get a rabbit. That weighs like 2 pounds, if that. He's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have a problem getting her with that. So I went and got it. And what in under 5 minutes we had that joker caught. I was so mad. Mike was pissed. I was pissed. And, he was mad because he had a list of stuff he wanted to get done that day. And I was pissed because that was a rabbit. And I, spent money on this rabbit. And she was being a little pain in the butt. So, yeah. And because he was mad, I was mad. Because he gets mad and then, everything becomes the other party's problem. So, yeah. But we caught her. I brought her inside for a while because, she was injured. I kept her in the house, in the bathroom in the house. We have a bathroom in the house, and then we have a bathroom in the garage. And I did not put her in the garage like I usually do the animals because of the shower drain. She can get her leg down in it and get hurt. And I didn't want that to happen. So I put her in the house bathroom, and I had her wrapped up in a towel, just trying to snuggle her and get her to calm down, reduce her heart rate and all that, so that her bleeding would slow, which it did. And then I put her in the bathroom, and she just kind of hung out for a little while. She didn't really move a whole lot. She just kind of laid there. And then when I went to check on her before bedtime, she had cleaned herself up. Any blood that was on her, she had cleaned it off of her. She had cleaned up her paw real good. What are you doing, boy? You're so crazy. And I gave her some food. Actually, I gave her hay. I gave her some rabbit hay. And she ate a whole big pile of it. And I gave her some water. She drank a whole bunch of that. And then, not even an hour later, I went in there and checked on her. And she had finally calmed down enough to where she used the bathroom. And I was like, good. She's back to normal. And then she stayed in there all day Monday. And then I kept her in there all night last night. And then this morning I just put her back out there. So she's doing good. She's like, yep, I'm back in my pen. I got my hay and my kibble and my water. So she's good. So yeah, that happened. But as far as chickens, like I said, I'm getting some babies sometime next week. They're supposed to ship on the 28th, which I believe is Monday. That's when they ship, is Monday. So I'll have them one day next week. They'll get put in the garage bathroom like always, with the kiddie pool and the heat lamp. And then when they get bigger, they'll come out here to our little makeshift pen, and they'll stay there until they're a certain size. And then they'll go to the coop. The coop has been mostly tore down. Well, the coop itself is still there. It's the fence that I tore down. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So that's our little makeshift pen that I put them in once they have molted their first layer. I put them there. And then there used to be fencing here, if you remember. And it would keep them contained in that building. I tore the fencing down after it snowed back in the winter, because it broke most of the fence. Because it was just that cheap black netting that people put around their gardens and stuff. So it wasn't very strong. Yeah. So I just took it down and let them roam. And there's that. So the plan for this go round is I got these. I got some big old dog kennels. And I'm going to around the coop so that it'll contain them. Now the corners are rounded, so I'm going to have to put chicken wire under the corners so that everything... Hey! Don't be chasing my chicken. Don't be chasing my chicken. Don't be chasing my bird. You're okay, mama. Down. 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 Anyhow, so that's the plan on that. Since then, I have gotten a new car. And we got a new puppy. I've fixed the pond multiple times. Bella is still digging holes because she's trifling. But yeah, so there's that. That's pretty much all I got as far as an update. Once I get my biddies next week, I will show everyone. So you guys can see the babies and follow that journey with me. So yeah, there's that. And just keep watching for new videos. Now that I've graduated, I should have more time to do things. Because I graduated university, East Carolina University, back in May. And now I'm just kind of hanging out for the summer because I just kind of want to breathe for a little bit. And then I'll worry about finding a job here soon, actually. The plan is to start looking. I mean, I've been looking, but I'm gonna like aggressively start looking in the next couple weeks. I'm just kind of trying to hang out until the babies get here. And then once the babies are here, I'll get them set up, and once they're set up, I'll be more aggressively job hunting. So there's that. I guess I can show you guys the color of the kitchen. It's awesome. Okay, so ignore the crap. But you see the white, this yellow is the kitchen. And I think it goes pretty well. I haven't done that wall yet because I can't move that big ass fridge. But I think it flows pretty good with everything. So, but once it's completely done, I'll show you guys. And that's all I got. So just keep an eye out for new stuff. Like it. Like the videos. Subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. So that I can get more people out here. And I'll see you guys next time.